Is it scary being a lady FBI agent?
Yeah.
Take a nice long look. A letter was left with the bodies. Signed with one word.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, I'm going to be talking about a film that is being touted by audiences and critics as one of the scariest movies of the year. Something that the marketing campaign has told that it will inflict unimaginable horrors onto its audience, but let's see if it's as freaky as everyone said it is. This is my review of Longlegs. Maika Monroe stars as Lee Harker, an FBI agent newly tasked with investigating a series of murders, all linking to a cryptic culprit who leaves coded clues everywhere he goes. However, the deeper Harker immerses herself into the case, dark and twisted revelations soon rear their head. The marketing campaign for Longlegs has been an effective juggernaut, teasing this Zodiac-esque crime thriller with the atmospheric tension of Seven and the psychologically twisted nature of The Silence of the Lambs. It's no wonder that my screening for the opening night was packed. Perkins undoubtedly knows how to take his audience to the grimiest corners of the planet and leave them there to fester. There's no light, there's no glint of hope in this film. We are stuck almost rotting as this case develops. And doubling back on that lighting, I believe that this is shot mostly naturalistically, so that means that when it is dark, it's dark. We can't really see much. It keeps the film gritty and unpleasant. I honestly don't think that there is a single shot in this movie that takes place outside where the sky is light, there are no clouds, the sun is shining. That doesn't exist in this world that the film operates in. And that visual style then permeates into the tone and presentation of the film itself. Perkins also opts to shoot from afar quite regularly. There aren't many close-ups, there are a lot of long, wide shots. It adds to the unease, because as an audience member, you become convinced that there has got to be something lurking in all of that negative space. And for a while, Perkins kind of just plays with that. Plays with your expectations until a point later in the film where he does pull the trigger. I legitimately and audibly gasped. Maika Monroe is excellent in the lead role. The character of Lee Harker is a difficult one to comprehend initially, though, as she is incredibly emotionally detached from her surroundings. But it's the effect of the case that it has on Harker and what it forces her to bring to the surface that Monroe plays so excellently. Blair Underwood also, I think, deserves a shout out for being one of the more interesting police captains in a film that I've seen in some time. But of course, people want to know, how is Nicolas Cage? I mean, the marketing has kept the look of him in this film a very tightly kept secret. How large of a role in this movie will he actually play? Cage is definitely a supporting role, rather than a co-lead, but by Christ, does he ensure he leaves his mark on this film. Cage has made a name for himself playing the outrageous, but this is on another level for him. I'm talking peak Nick Cage. The screaming, the random outbursts that make no sense. I've actually never been more freaked out by a Nick Cage performance in my life, and in a righteous world, I think that there could be a potential Oscar campaign for this performance. I just don't think that that's likely going to happen anytime soon. So you may be watching this review thinking, great direction, great performances, creepy as fuck. You love the movie, right? Not exactly. While Perkins crushed it with his suspenseful and distressing direction, it was his screenplay that threatened to take the wheels off this film altogether. Despite what some of the marketing may lead you to believe, Longlegs really isn't a horror movie. It is a dark and sadistic police procedural, and a relatively methodical one at that. The opening does set your heart racing, and the climax certainly doesn't pull any punches, but that second act seriously struggles for momentum. Longlegs also has a pretty poor way of explaining itself. Harker is making these unexpectedly successful leaps in logic to crack certain elements of the case, but the audience isn't really being informed of all of that along the way. And I know some people might suggest that, oh, well, it's to do with the ambiguity of the case, like you're maybe not supposed to know. I disagree with that. I think that an audience at any point in a genre such as this should be able to follow a case comprehensively. And then there's the conclusion itself, because up until that final act, Longlegs had prided itself on being a really disgustingly authentic and gritty crime thriller with grounded stakes. Perkins shifts gears into a different tone entirely, and for me, erased a lot of the unsettling work that had been done before. Even though I was underwhelmed when leaving my screening of Longlegs, much of that was to do with a conclusion that just struck out. Up until then, the brooding atmosphere Perkins crafted was excellent, and our two lead performances were perfectly suited for this film. Fans of gritty crime thrillers will find plenty to enjoy, but I can't help but still feel frustrated by the movie changing lanes so unnecessarily. So I'm going to give Longlegs, quite appropriately, a 6.66 out of 10. Anyway, guys, those were my thoughts on Longlegs. Let me know, have you had a chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, I would like to know, what is your favourite Nick Cage performance? Be it unhinged or semi-seriously, which is it? But that is all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.